We all can do these things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A lot of it's not brain. It's like, I mean, what do you call it? It's not, what do you call it?
Brain surgery?
Brain surgery. It's not brain surgery. Like, it's art. So we can produce something.
Hello, my friends. I'm Dana. This is Words That Move Me. I'm stoked that you're here because today is our 200th episode. I don't want to mix you up with all the technicalities. It's actually, we've done way more than 200 episodes because we do several bonus episodes because I'm all about over-delivering. I don't know if we've met. Hi, I'm Dana. I love to over-deliver. So this is our 200th plus episode, but number-wise, outside of bonus episodes, this is our 200th episode, and today I am joined for a special cross-interview by one of my best friends, one of my most cherished friends, and my absolute favorite bookend ever, Ava J. Bernstine-Mitchell. I just gave you the full name, y'all. Ava Bernstine-Mitchell, aka Ava Flav, is our guest on the podcast today, and I'm so excited to share this conversation with you. But first, let's do wins. It's obvious, but I can't not. I am celebrating 200 plus episodes of the podcast, and I still love it. That's cool. I love that. That's really it. I'm impressed at my stamina. I'm grateful for my team. I'm thrilled at the new format and the way that you all seem to be enjoying it. I'm so excited to have a front row seat to some awesome conversations with some even more awesome people. So I'm celebrating 200 episodes of the podcast. Now you go. What's going well in your world? In what ways are you over-delivering? Can't wait to find out. Hit me. Congratulations. I'm so very glad you're winning. Please keep it up. I'm cheering for you. Riz is cheering for you. Go you. That wasn't kind. I pulled her ears to make it look like she was going fast with excitement. And apologize. We're back. Keep winning. And let's keep talking about Ava Bernstine-Mitchell. Y'all, a gift to dance, a gift to my life, a gift to the podcast, a gift to the stage, a gift to the screen, a gift to any set that she is on. Truly, this woman is remarkable in her talent and in her way. I cannot wait for you to love every word and every note she does sing in this episode. Enjoy every moment, every morsel of Ava Bernstine-Mitchell. That was the Bart Simpson. It's her favorite move. Did you know that you're my only podcast guest that is also a podcast host?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
I mean, unless
Very
somebody
cool.
out there is like secretly podcasting
Right.
that I didn't know about. Welcome to the podcast, Ava.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here in this format.
In the visual format, you are looking really great with
Thank
your
you.
purple backdrop because I happen to know that you were going to wear purple today.
I didn't know. It was my second choice. And look at you.
Did you know that I was going to wear my
I
Flava
didn't
project
know.
today?
I didn't know.
Because I'm an esteemed faculty member
is.
of the Flava project.
She is indeed.
Hey, Riz.
Riz has joined us.
Welcome to the podcast. Riz loves
I
Ava.
know.
Oh, touch me.
I love all
Ma'am.
the lovers.
Ma'am.
I
We
talk
have
to
some
my daughter
very
like that.
important business. Do you? Like an
Ma'am.
adult? Like a
Ma'am.
girl? Ma'am.
Yeah.
Calm down. She will. She'll calm down. Me, on the other hand, my upper lip is already sweating. I'm so excited. Thanks again for being here.
Yeah.
Okay. On the podcast, which you have been once before, we did an episode with Terri Sensiel.
did.
Real deal,
Yeah.
Terri Sensiel. And that was so much fun. So you know this a little bit, at least, I think, that you will be asked to introduce yourself.
Oh, yes.
Okay, go for it. Lay it on me. What would you like everybody to know about you?
I'm going to keep it short and sweet. My name is Ava Bernstine-Mitchell. My married name is Mitchell. I've been a dancer for a very long time and a choreographer and an educator, dance teacher. I am from Los Angeles, California, native, doesn't happen often. Yeah. And I am a mother of a 4-year-old daughter named Brooklyn. I love words. I love to read. I love art.
Yes.
And I do love life. I love people.
Yes. I say this a lot.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I love more than dance and talking about dance, podcast, is people.
Yeah.
And I think if dance was robots, I wouldn't really care about it.
No, absolutely not.
So people lovers. Yeah. We share in that. We share in a lot of our story. Actually, also our fathers are both dentists.
Yes,
Little
that's
known
right.
fact.
I know. Yeah.
Great job, dads.
Great
Great job. And we both toured with Justin Timberlake on the Future
did.
Sex Love Sounds tour.
It was our very first tour. Both
was.
of ours.
Oh, that
first.
was the other thing I wanted.
What?
I might still have our new Jack
Oh,
lanyard.
I still have it for
100%.
sure. Why did I bring that?
Why didn't you bring that?
Gosh.
Why didn't we should just reschedule?
Reschedule. We need to start over. We have forgot accoutrement that is very important to this
forgot our
podcast.
wardrobe items.
Yeah.
There's one photo of us, I think, in the Future Sex yearbook. Excuse you, little one. She's going to be snoring. Don't take it personal. Of us sitting in a laundry bin,
Yes.
which is how we got,
we got
to the stage. And we are folded up so tight.
In bedazzled bra tops. Yes, I love that picture.
Like
yes,
bodies
literally.
folded,
Girl.
and
Yes.
boobs so boosted. And we're just like,
So good.
See you guys
know.
in 30.
Yeah. It was
Because the show was in the
time.
rounds, and that's how we had to get to stage undercover.
so fun.
Very much fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just had Codie Wiggins on the podcast not long ago.
Codie.
Let me tell you, that's always how I responded. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Love that guy. But now, after hearing some of his stories, I'm like, Codie?
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Fascinating stories.
great.
In particular, about how he has booked gigs, specifically tours.
Okay.
And when we were talking, I was like, Codie, you know this is kind of atypical, right? You know, like your experience of booking work is not the usual
just call
experience of booking work. Magic stuff happens. Magic
sure.
stuff
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
But you also have an atypical experience of booking, specifically Future Sex.
Yes.
Because as I was talking to Codie, and I was like, by the way, you're going to talk at some point. Really, I'm excited. I was like, Codie, people don't, that doesn't just happen to people. But then I remembered, no, actually, it's rare that people book tours through auditions.
It is.
Because if you're going to put people around each other for an extended period of time, you
wanna kinda know 'em.
already know their personalities. But that was not the case with you in Future Sex. And how lucky am I for that? Ooh.
I tell that story often.
Yeah, tell.
In a truncated version is they were having an audition for Justin Timberlake. He was like my dream job.
Yeah.
You know, and so the auditions went out. I wasn't called. It was like a closed audition. And I kept calling my agent, be like, hey, did I get, asked to be on this list? And she was like, no, sorry. And I'm like, kept calling. And I was like, you know what? I need to go to this audition because I remember taking a class with him and he was like, we're going to work together someday. And I was like, I held on to that, you know? And so I was like, I'm just going to go. I'm going to crash. And so my agent, I'm not going to say who, at the time said, if you go, don't say we sent you. And I said, okay. But I went. So I went, auditioned. After all is said and done, was the only dancer from the audition who booked that tour. Everybody else was either sought after assisting him
Or already in it
or
somehow.
after in it somehow. And I remember auditioning and being like, seeing JT sitting there, those crystal blue eyes just like staring, watching. And I was just like, this is so crazy. And yeah, I mean, my gut told me I needed to be there. I went. Actually, it's God. I mean, God talks to me in various ways. And I knew, I was like, I need to go. I need to be here. And so I did. And yeah.
And I'm
sometimes you got to know.
So glad that you did. And
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You got to break rules sometimes. It's a rule breaking story. It's like, you just got to break the rules sometimes. You know, if you know.
And that was an important theme for us on that tour. I think both you and I grew up rule followers. And that was.
And we quickly noticed like, people follow rules, don't.
It doesn't mean you win.
It doesn't mean you win. Yeah.
A lot of people win around here breaking a lot of rules.
Yeah.
And so that was huge for us.
Yeah.
Can you recall some of your fondest memories? And I'll do the same.
Fondest memory on tour?
Yeah.
Dance related or not dance related?
Either.
Okay, one, I'm gonna start on the stage.
Okay.
Fondest memory is when my foot got stuck in my suspenders during Love Stoned. As I'm having my private moment with Justin on stage, I had to hop off stage. I could not get my foot out of my suspenders because they were like drooping down. Yeah,
because that was a thing.
it was. And he just looked at me as I hopped off stage. Good times.
Oh my God, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Do you remember what city that was in?
No. I could see it down on that little platform, the little one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's rich. I had a shoe fall off during the show once. Little known fact, people used to call me One Shoe Wilson at my dance studio because shoes falling off happened regularly. I think my feet are different sizes. I know my feet are different sizes, but it must be substantial because, and I also had a bad moment underneath one of the B stages or running because the satellite stages were like only 3 feet high. So you had to walk pitch forward to get there. Tripped on the cable and unplugged JT's ears.
Yep, I remember that. Well, I remember almost being concussed because I hit one of those and like fell out.
Oh my God.
Wild. Yeah.
The risks, the dangers.
It's not glamorous, everyone.
No, it's not what you think it is. But that was a dream job partially because of the dream relationships that came from it.
Yes.
This being
100%
chief on that list.
How long ago was that? It still feels weird.
2007.
I know, but like math wise. I'm not even trying right now.
14?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a fun one. Okay, how about offstage memory?
Offstage.
Yeah.
Where there was this one time, me, myself, you, Justin, and Jason went to breakfast. This little hole in the wall in Australia. And like we were eating breakfast, and then like one of the waiters came and like it clicked that was JT. Next thing you know, just like a surplus of people were coming in and like pointing and talking. And I was like, and we had to leave. And I was like, I thought because I would ask him too often sometimes, like, can you just walk around? Like, is that a thing? Like, you could just get up and go? And he was like, trust me, I've tried. I try. And we had to leave. It was great. Yeah.
I do remember that.
I remember that.
I have another fond off stage moment. Actually, a couple. When I thought about asking you this, I knew I would answer for myself also.
I don't know.
I remember the first.
Oh, Lord.
This is Marty. If Marty ever listens to this episode, he's going to die.
Okay.
Because we were fast friends. We became very tight very quickly. And we were inseparable on that tour to the point where I think you probably remember this. It was uncomfortable for us to hug.
Yes.
Because we were just always together.
It was like, why am
so
I
we never
you?
said hi and we never said bye because we were always together. So we were like,
what kind of awkward dance?
Super awkward. I remember the first, I can't even say it out loud. I remember the first time I took a nap in your room instead of going back to my room because it was like, I'm crying.
I love that. It's so random.
It's like, I'm feeling snoozy. I'm kind of tired and I could have gone back to my room, but why?
Yeah.
You were like working on your computer. And so I just like laid down on your bed on top of the sheets and I like took a nap and then I woke up and I was like, oh, this is a new level. This is a new level of friendship.
Yes.
Oh my
God. I know.
And another one. So Jason Bonner, trainer of JT, who also was on the podcast. Yes. I'm crying so hard.
I love it.
Took it upon himself, or maybe he was assigned.
Okay, I think I know where you're going.
To the HBO Get Right. We're gonna film the show on HBO, and our bodies needed to be pop star shape. Yeah, and listen,
and we did. We got there.
We did. We got there.
I felt hot.
I will say, you looked hot. You looked fantastic. You had a six-pack of abs.
Yeah.
I never in my life, not even at 5 years old, have I had it's just that degree of lean.
Yes,
has not been a part of my recipe, but we did the Get Right with Jason, and that involved so much running.
Oh yeah,
stairs sometimes at the venue.
22 minutes on a treadmill.
22 minutes on a treadmill on an incline. Yeah, but there was one venue, Jersey. Was it Jersey? We had to do run up the freight dock or the shipping dock or whatever. And so we had to run down it forwards, do a loop around the arena, and then run up it backwards.
Yep. Like why?
Why?
Before
Number one, before the show.
Before the show.
And Jason at one point plugged us into that circuit and said, don't stop till I get back.
Yep, sure did.
And then he left
He left.
for a lengthy period of time.
He did.
More than 20 minutes.
I remember because Pink was opening up for us at the time, and Reina was out there like,
are you guys for real?
Yeah.
And she was looking around like, who's chaperoning that? Who made you do that?
Yeah.
And we were like, the ghost of Jason Bonner. He'll be back.
He's coming. He's
coming
coming back.
He's coming back. And he did come back. And do you remember what he came back with?
Yep, with a Twizzler. Maybe a red vine. Can't remember which one it was.
I think it was a Twizzler.
Dangling in his hand.
Yep.
And he sprung it at me. He did.
That is a child. That is a man-child. A two-scale G.I. Joe.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Maybe the biggest, strongest person that I know in person.
That was
flung a Twizzler at my face, at my mouth. Child. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
That was rude. I promise that was not an abusive context.
No.
He is our friend, but
playful.
that was
ridiculous.
wild. I will never forget that.
Yeah, I won't either.
Okay, that was my first question for you. What do you got for me?
Oh, what is the biggest lesson you took away from that tour, actually, or any job?
Oh man,
in particular.
Oof.
Biggest lesson.
I will say from that tour, something that we've already touched on is doing it by the rules.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you will go further or get there faster or higher than anyone else. People may be on the very same plane or even beyond you in terms of experience and, scale of work, having broken all the rules. And it really was that gig that taught me that. I really thought like, oh no, you play by the rules, then you make it. Yikes. So that was my first encounter of that, like face to face. Everybody's like, what exactly is she talking about?
Yeah.
You can ask me if you ever see me in person.
Yeah.
From gigs in general, and this kind of came later. I think this happened more in my foray into film and TV, is that you must always be separating the facts of what's going on from your thoughts about what's going on.
Ooh.
I think it's way easy to get caught up in taking things very personally and having emotional responses to things, which I believe emotional responses are the fuel of our work. We have to be emotional to do what we do. I don't think it's virtuous to be completely separate from your feelings and to be rigid. But there is a time. And I think separating director says words, even if those words are, that was a terrible take.
Yeah.
I could make that mean I'm a terrible person. He's never going to like me. This isn't going to go well. And then I spiral into inaction, into negative self-talk, which doesn't generate positive results most of the time.
Yeah.
So director says words is actually neutral.
Yeah.
I can say director's unhappy. Here's my chance to make myself happy.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not going to get words of encouragement from director right now, got to get them from somewhere. Yep. Maybe me, maybe choreographer, maybe Ava. Like where am I going to go? So separating the C's, circumstances, from the T's, thoughts of the moment is my biggest, most valuable lesson learned, and probably the tool that I use most on set.
Love that.
Yeah. How about you?
One particular, I had a friend tell me one time at an audition, which I don't audition much anymore to use this, but it shaped my auditioning life. She was like, when you're in an audition room, she was like, don't watch everybody else. She's like, turn around. She's like, get in your zone, because then you psych yourself out on what everybody else is doing. And like, instead of being you, you're like, oh, well, she flipped over the table. Maybe I need to do that. Or she went up to the judges. Maybe I need to do that. And I'm like, it really helped me because I would get in my head a lot in auditions, and I just stopped paying attention. And it really helped. It's not for everybody, because some people thrive off of that type of energy in a room.
Totally.
But I didn't. I needed to just like zone in and do me when I got out there. And it helped me like a lot.
Yo,
I cared less.
Similar take, slightly different on that same moment. When the eyes go to the other talent, I've started catching myself when I'm watching the dancers and I watch the people behind the table.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who are you drawn to?
Yeah,
What
right.
are you looking? Oh, you like that?
Yeah, right.
Oh, you don't like? Oh, what are
Right,
you?
right.
And that's been helpful for me. Way
really
less
good,
about
yeah.
them and
Yeah.
my thoughts about them, and more
Yes.
about their thoughts about them, which I can't tell,
Yeah.
but I can guess.
You can guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
When was the last time you auditioned for something?
Oof. Audition for I can't remember.
Did you do commercial casting, self-tapes?
I did.
What'd you do?
I actually the last time I auditioned, I actually booked it. It was for a commercial.
Come on.
It was a lot of choreography they asked us to learn, and I had been
That's
gone all
changing
day.
now, thanks
Yes,
to the new SAG
I know.
agreement.
My husband luckily was also auditioning, so he taught it to me. Got home, taught it to me real quick. We filmed it in the garage.
Amazing.
Boom, booked it as a couple too. I know.
Does that happen often?
That's great.
What
No.
a dream is that?
I know.
Because that's a dream.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Is that it can't be the only time you guys have ever gigged together.
Oh no, we've get together.
How'd you
before.
meet?
We met actually in LA because he's from Kansas by way of Florida College. We met here through a mutual friend, Chuck Maldonado.
Yes.
And we became friends. We were friends for a long time before we even had romantic interests. But yeah,
I love this story.
and we've worked together quite a few times.
Can we talk about your daughter?
Yes, she's a hoot.
She's a rapper, first of all.
Yes.
With the body language and
Yeah,
in the cadence and the clarity.
Oh, yeah.
Also, she's your child because she speaks
Very
so clear.
She does.
And with pace
Yeah.
that helps you to understand exactly what she's saying. She is a grown person in a tiny, small body.
Yesterday at dinner, we had asked her, my husband said, what'd you learn at school today? And she goes, let me tell you about Malachi. And he said, no, I want to hear what you learned about school. So she told us what she learned at school. Then he goes,
Brandon.
goes, tell me about Malachi. She goes, okay, let me tell you about Malachi. I was like, and then she proceeded to tell us about Malachi and what he did. And I am not going to let him do that to me. I'm going to tell him next time to be kind. And I said, this little adult.
Okay. So tell me how being a mother has changed the way you work.
Ooh,
I'm sure all the ways, but
well, firstly, having a child is a mirror. It's like you see yourself. You're like, oh, they do that because I do that. Right. Or you are more conscious of the things you say and do because you have a sponge right behind you all the times. But also you realize having children means you need a village. You have to.
you have to have support.
You have to have support. And we have the best support system. Oh my God, my family's from here. I'm from California, so family's from here. My parents are like the most amazing grandparents.
Yeah.
I did a job in Boston for Spirited the movie. I moved to Boston for 7 months. My mom came along as a full-time caretaker for Brooklyn because she was only a year and a half at the time.
Wow.
Moved in, stayed there for 7 months.
Got put in the movie.
Got put in the movie. My mom got put in the movie. Yes. Brooklyn was put in the movie.
I love this so much.
Yeah, so it takes a great support system and it makes you so hyper aware of what you surround your child with. So always a loving environment and always people you trust. Like we don't outsource sitters or anything. We're lucky we're blessed to be able to do that. I just feel the most comfortable too.
Yeah.
Because she's always with family and, with similar values and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's helpful.
I have a new friend that was telling me, she was like, Riz is going to unlock the baby wanting in you.
Oh,
and I've just never had that.
Yeah.
I've never had that urge. And everybody's like, it'll happen. It'll happen. And even Chloe, actually, Chloe Arnold, who Ava works close with and is a podcast guest and dear friend, is an absolute gift to humanity, period. But she and I were on an NYCDA weekend together once. Minneapolis? Where's the Mall of America?
Yes.
Okay. So that's where we were, but in the cut, 45 minutes away from anything.
Yes.
And she was like, do you want to get out of here? Can we go have dinner? And I was like, yes, please. So we had a 6-hour dinner date. We left the hotel at 3 and then all of a sudden it's 9.
Oh, yeah.
She, of course, had to
Easily.
go.
Can happen.
She had to go see a student's showcase because she got 8 things going on that day.
That's a thing to do.
Insane. But before she got her Uber to the show and I got my Uber back to the hotel, she was like, question, quick, just the Uber's 3 minutes away. Have you frozen your eggs yet?
I was going to tell you.
I was like, Chloe, this is not a quick. This is not a quick. She was like, no, it is. You need to do it.
Yeah,
And I'll
she's
tell you
on
how
that-
to do
on
it.
that.
You have your homie who's a nurse come over with some girlfriends so that the shots isn't a traumatizing thing. I
was around for
because
them.
it's going to hurt
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
not going to be fun. So you need to make it fun by having your homie. And I was like, I don't know that I have a homie that's a nurse.
I was gonna say she
But
just
you
threw that
would.
out there.
She
does.
She
I
got a
know,
homie
she
that's
does.
in everything.
No, yes, for sure.
Because she's a great homie.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have not had that gripping feeling moment. And she was like, but tell you what you love is the option to have that moment.
I know. It's
And she's not wrong. So in a way, it kind of was a 3-minute conversation.
personal question.
Hit me.
Do you think you would have children?
No.
I didn't. I didn't think so. Based off of what we talked about and our friendship and knowing you, I was like, oh, I never considered it for you. But your mind can change for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah. You
Yeah.
have so much to give.
Yeah.
So much to give, and it's okay if you don't have children.
Thank you, my lady. I think we both relate, and I think a lot of teachers, a lot of female dance instructors feel that they have many kids and people that I care about and people that I've seen grow up and people I'm invested in.
Yes.
But in the morning and in the night
You were like,
and during the day, when I am alone with
I know.
myself and my time and
I
my
know.
money and my current body, I am into it.
I know, right?
It's-
I
but
get
yeah,
you.
having what she mentioned about having the freedom, the option to choose.
Yeah.
And I
You could adopt. You seem like somebody who would
think
adopt.
I would be.
I know.
I think I would be very good at that.
Yeah.
Riz is definitely getting me onto like a little bit out of my selfish style of anything I want, anytime I want, any whatever.
Oh, that
It's really
goes-
nice
oh,
to
yeah.
pay attention to the needs of another.
Yeah.
So I'm into that, and we'll write that
love
out.
that.
I'll keep you posted though.
Okay.
Okay. I would love to hear, because I know that the number is very, very high. How many episodes of television would you say you have choreographed / associated /
Wow.
yeah,
I've never.
guess?
Oh,
Like more than 50, less than 200?
yes.
Okay.
That's really good. Okay. That's really good. Yes.
Probably in the 100.
Probably 100
50?
episodes because being on a resident choreographer for the Late Late Show, James Corden, for 7 years. Whoa, it's a long time.
And he loves dance and musical stuff.
yeah.
So you were
And
working.
then
This
that-
wasn't just like a once every season kind of thing. This is
no,
like
no.
every episode has a component of music.
Well, not
or
every
dance.
episode, but we were there often.
Yeah.
Like maybe once a month or a couple times a month sometimes.
Okay.
Or, it just varied.
Doing a big musical number,
We
the crosswalk.
I should know these numbers. I mean, we've done probably about 10 crosswalk musicals, and then he has segments, other segments on the
Always
show
bits,
all the
always
time.
bits,
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then other TV shows we've done. Black Lady Sketch Show. We worked on what's the new one? Gosh darn it!
I love you so much.
A lot of
I love you so much. I love that your gig is not your 100% of your life. It's fine.
I don't know. So
Listen,
yeah,
it's fine.
we've done a lot of television. A lot of the talk. We used to do talk Halloween specials all the time. Just a lot of. I've done a lot of television, so I don't know. Yeah,
Okay, I
would
know a
say-
lot of people that want to be in that space, specifically women. And I'm wondering if you have any tips or advice you would give to women specifically who want to be working in that space, or if that advice is different than what you would tell a man at all. Maybe it is not.
One of the things you touched on is don't marry anything, don't take anything personal. You just have to be open to anything.
Mm-hmm.
You also have to use your I guess your mastery of knowing, like when somebody asks for something and knowing what they really want. You're like, you say this is what you want, but I know what you're trying to get at, so you have to be able to assuage them.
Yes.
And then produce what they want. Yeah. So like, I think being confident and also kind goes a long way.
Oh my God,
because those types of working relationships where you are able to collaborate, make it easier. It's a collaboration. You don't ever want to like butt heads because those don't give the best results.
Yeah.
So I think being confident, strong, kind,
Yes.
goes a long way.
Yes.
And yeah.
This is great advice. I would not add anything to that.
Yeah.
You're so spot on. My acting teacher says sometimes it's like, and this came from someone else, maybe Marlon Brando. It's 80% getting along with people.
Yeah, I was gonna say they they want to like you. You want to be likable. And then the rest goes from there, honestly.
Sometimes I wonder what my work would be like if I didn't care about being liked. Like, what would I do? And what would I act like if I genuinely didn't care about being liked? Because I think about it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, in my mind, it's like, that's what brings you back.
I mean,
a lot of people do, because that's what it really comes down to, is a lot of people do great work.
Yes.
Great work is baseline when you're at a certain level.
Yes. People are hiring
most of my
you
focus
as
is
the person, though.
Say it again.
People are hiring you as the person, just like you said, because we all can do these things. You know what I mean? A lot of it's not brain. It's like, I mean, what do you call it? It's not, what do you call it?
Brain surgery?
Brain surgery. It's not brain surgery. Like, it's art. So we can produce something.
Right.
And it doesn't always take that much skill. So it's really how, if they like you, and then how you produce it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's like the product.
Yeah.
And then there's the way you produce the product.
Yes.
And the producing of the thing happens for way more hours of the day than the product's life.
Yes.
The product's life is 2 minutes, and then it goes on the internet, and maybe people watch it forever, but maybe they don't.
Absolutely.
And the working together part is the bulk of the work. So being likable during that time,
I know.
Yeah, it's important.
I learned that a lot actually from Chloe, because Chloe leads with like joy all the time. Like she's so happy, she's so excited, and which is not my first impression personality. I'm kind of calm and like cool, and
which
like,
is why you two really are a great team.
Exactly. But I learned like people gravitate towards her for that reason, and then she produces a great product also. But like they really just want to like you, and that's the same for me, because that's the feedback I get. You know, it's like from people. Not touching feet. Remember when we accidentally held hands, like touched hands? It was like.
Oh God, that's so funny. When you're so close that touching is weird, because you're just always kind of touch.
Oh gosh, so good.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so bummed I can't find the Future Sex Love Sounds yearbook, but people are still listening to this, listening only.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my God, I totally forgot to mention, this is the 200th. Wow. That was hard. This is the 200th episode of Words That Move Me. Thank you so much.
Yay! I'm glad to be on it.
It just took me like 40 minutes to remember
that.
Thank you for
really
that.
cool.
Okay, back to you. Do you have any other questions for me? This is fun.
Yeah. This is a vain question.
Okay.
Or vanity question.
Oh, bring it.
You've had quite a few phases of hair colors and
Yes.
styles. What has been your favorite? Maybe give me top 3.
Wow, I really liked my short blonde phase. Really
loved
loved it.
Really good.
Really loved it.
Was really
and that
good.
came from like years of saying that I was going to do it. I had a photo album on my phone of like inspiration images of women with dark hair who went light. And I researched it. I looked all the time, like face shapes, like
Of course you did. Yeah.
neck lengths, like who, maybe that only works because she's got a really long neck. Like I don't really have a long neck. Was that going to work for me? And then a woman in New York did it, and she crushed it. That transformation was,
I remember that.
That day was huge. And I was a different person. Loved that.
Yeah.
And I've had some really not so favorite. There was a very popular hairstylist to all dance types when Britney was in her heyday.
Okay.
He did Brian Friedman. He did Amanda Balin, Jillian Myers. This guy did all the people.
What did he give you?
Botched. Every color of the rainbow all at once, and some patches of like hot white blonde, and then reddish, and then pink. And I think he was out to lunch when he was doing that work for me, because it was around Future Sex. It was at like the beginning of that.
I remember.
You do. You remember. You're my friend.
Yes.
You were there for that.
Yeah.
I think that's that. The blonde was my favorite. This is a good basic.
I love it.
Also, do you know what? I'll be very honest.
Yes.
When my hair is this length, which means it can do like this like up thing, and it can do a down thing.
Major curl right here too. I'm loving it.
Is it?
It's swooping.
Dang. Okay. I wish I could just like hold this.
Yeah.
I can. Like I got these 2 arms. It can look long or short. Here's the thing about having short hair. You can't make it look long.
That's true.
Except for that one gig I did for Justin Timberlake, music video with him and SZA. Don't remember what it's called.
Oh.
This is, I'm going to find photos of this. Like maybe 3 days after I went short and blonde, I booked this gig.
Okay.
Which I did have to audition for, P.S. And I did wind up on the cutting floor, P.S. I'm in like probably 16 frames of this music video.
That's a lot of frames, though.
I mean, it real fast. And they said with this look, this like pixie blonde hair, they were like, I think we should give her we're gonna I'm like leaning in. I'm like, what are you doing? They put weave, Ava.
Sorry.
A weave in there at the root.
Yeah.
At the root.
Okay.
That went down to my hip bones.
I need pictures.
Blonde.
I need pictures.
I'll show you right now. It's wild. And it was painful. And they put acrylic nails on me.
Just all out of character.
Acrylic nails the week before COVID shut down. So guess who had to deal with their own acrylic nail grow out? The lady who's never had acrylic nails ever in her life. They grew out during the pandemic, and I was like, like trying to. It was a setup from the jump.
That's funny.
Oh my God! I'm just gonna give you the full spread.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I saw from a distance. There's no way. That's not you.
Who would hire me and make her look like that?
Dana.
And you already know we're wearing bodysuits, right? Top to toe.
What?
Spandex unitard, which is probably my least favorite thing to wear, that I have to wear the most on gigs.
You have never been this girl.
No.
This is hilarious.
I didn't even know how to be
Are
her.
you going to put up a picture so people can see it?
Oh, I will 100%. Throughout the week, I will be sharing photos, because I'm going to find the Future Sex Love Show yearbook. Yeah. I'm going to find photos from the yearbook. I'm going to share this throughout the week. Please go follow us on Words That Move Me podcast. We'll make a highlight out of this episode because it's so important.
She's fun. She has a name.
What is it, though? Oh, my God. Speaking of names, how's Latrina Saxton?
Ooh, she hasn't come out in a long time.
Might she join us for just a hot second? Summer Love?
You gotta know what's there. I can't wait to fall in love with you. You can't wait to fall in love with me. This just can't be summer love. You'll see, this just can't be summer love. Oh, yeah. I have not done that in at least 5 years. The E. It's like it doesn't finish, just his breath.
The last fumes of breath. Yo, JT loved Latrina. Latrina Saxton, if I'm not mistaken, was born after the show.
Yes.
In the showers.
Yes.
There was a room, showers in particular.
Yes.
We all had to shower together. That's the thing that happens sometimes.
It's like
because
athletes.
we're in locker rooms at these venues. I can't with this. And the acoustics were so good, you started singing Summer Love, and she crept in, and I was like, oh, that is a person. She is. She needs.
What else does she sing? She sang something else.
She needs a record deal.
She sang another song. I can't remember, but yeah.
Have you ever seen this, Riley?
What?
Come get it.
Who is that?
Come get it.
Isn't that wild?
JT did not recognize me on set.
No.
You look like someone. This really makes you look like Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Which I have gotten before.
Get.
I always,
I've never, but I see now.
It's the Oscars. We just both have so many Oscars, so it makes us look the same. And I couldn't get it out of my hair. It was so in my hair. I had a hard time getting it out.
I just go.
That gig.
They said, yes,
that
this
gig.
is what we should give her.
Okay. Are you ready for the final portion? I could do this all day long, but we do need to respect the flow.
Format.
This is a new segment of the podcast we call Wrist Roll With It. Rapid fire questions. You ready?
Yes.
What part of your training would you never trade out? A piece of your training that you could not do without.
My competition days when I used to have technique privates and we would do circuit trainings on Saturdays. like formative years. Yeah.
Saturday circuits,
Yeah.
like across the floor
Across
and
the
drills
floor,
and stuff.
drills. Yeah.
What part of your training hurt more than it helped?
Hurt more than it helped. On the job, I've had some on the job training
There
that
we go.
hurt more than
There
it
we
helped.
go. Tell me about it.
Where you're being pushed to unnecessary limits, where you then injure yourself,
And you can
they
tell
become
this is not
necessary, and then you carry lifelong injuries with you because of it.
Yeah, like this
All
is a
to
flex.
prove a point.
This is
Yeah. Like,
I'm sorry about
yeah.
that.
Yep.
I would have to say, I think my answer to that question would undoubtedly be adagio. I have never, ever needed to hold my leg high, slow, ever.
Ever.
Do I need to get it up? Occasionally.
So
Can I do
right.
it? Fast. But adagio for me, I cried
Oh my God.
almost every time. Ask my ballet teacher, Molly, is out there.
That's really good.
I cried all the time because I didn't understand why they could and I couldn't.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I was
My
so hard
anatomy
on
always
myself.
had me in that space.
Short torsos, long legs.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Sway
do
back.
it.
Yeah. Ballet
yeah.
was like not my friend, but I did it.
Is there a song that you would never touch because it's just too good and you would just not choreograph to it?
Oh yes.
What is it?
I have felt this way. I can't think of it off top. There are songs that are intimidating.
Can you think of those? Can I tell you one that I heard recently?
Yeah. I have a recent one.
Aaliyah, If Your Girl Only Knew. It's been on my
really?
To Teach To playlist for a long time.
like you
and
would do
every time I listen to it, I'm just like,
I feel like you would feel that one. I have one. It's by Ant Clems. It's called Beep by Ant Clems. I just saw his name.
fact check.
Ant Clemens. Yes.
Clemens.
Ant Clemens.
Okay.
I love it. But that's a more current song that I'm like, somebody else do this.
Somebody else should do this. Who should do it? Who would you love to see choreograph to it?
Isabel.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
We're putting that out there into the world.
Isabel.
You get to do a duet with anyone, living or dead. Who is it?
Ooh, these are really good questions. You said rapid fire. I don't know. The first person I thought of was Janet Jackson. It's the first one that came to my mind.
Ava? Yes. Now I'm
I
linking
would
to rehearsal
love-
footage
Yes.
from our carnival performance where you played Janet in Marty's. Marty did a number of Janet Jackson.
I
It
also
was so
played
good.
Janet Jackson and the ESPY Awards.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
We're going to find that. We're going to pull that up.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 more. Favorite move?
The Bart Simpson.
Nice. Zach.
And I like a good, I don't even know the name of this, but it's when you bend over and the bop. It's my favorite. Yeah. Yeah.
Not this one.
No. Just simply this.
Ooh.
Just a groove. Just
It's a
little bop.
rock.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a bop. Okay.
Yep.
Least favorite move, like move that you would delete from forever.
Tour Jeté.
Whoa!
I hate them.
I just choreographed a Georgia
They-
and something.
Are so uncomfortable.
Oh, they're gorgeous though. The
yes.
payoff is
when
high.
they're done. Oh, they're done well and beautiful.
Right.
To do them
Suck.
is like, ugh. That's what I feel like. Ugh.
Get up, switch.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is
Yeah,
rich.
visceral. I teach on dance convention, and every time I see it, I'm like, you guys look great.
Listen,
I don't want to do it.
That's a sea jump for me.
Woo!
And Chloe Arnold, of all people,
Loves
was
a good sea
choreographing a
jump.
commercial for Special K cereal. I was like, why don't they want a K shape? I'll give you a good K
Right.
bop ma. I'll give you supporting
A
leg,
sea jump.
top arm, and
Sea
45
jumps are
degree
very much-
lower leg. I'll give you a K, a special K shape.
Yes.
But they wanted a sea jump. That's what they wanted to see. That's what the audition was.
Yeah.
Almost blacked out.
Delete.
I hate it. I hate it. Delete it.
Delete.
Okay. Last one. 3 women you admire.
Oh, you. 100%. My sister Risa
Yes.
and so many women. My mother.
Yes, Shula. I think we talked about it on the. We did. I think we talked about it on the last episode. But if you haven't listened to that one, it's important that you know that when Ava and I went on tour, we both got rid of our apartments.
Yeah.
And this is another area where we overlap.
Yes.
We were houseless while we were on tour, which meant we were pocketing our entire paycheck after taxes, whatever.
Yeah.
And so we weren't paying rent. And when we were home on a break, that part is important because what that meant was shortly after tour, we both bought our own places.
Yeah. The best time to buy, too, might I add. Sister.
End of 2019, that was.
Yeah.
Or, sorry.
It was in 2009. 2008. What are we talking about? 2008.
Right after the crash.
Right after.
We did that.
And we're still in them.
We are.
201. 201.
We're both in Unit 201.
In Unit 201.
Wow.
I know.
Maybe we should choreograph together. Maybe we should do that song that you don't want to dance to. And If Your Girl Only Knew.
Girl, we should challenge ourselves to do the hard things.
And if we did them together, it would be very much fun.
Yeah.
Not even a thing. It's not even a thing anymore.
Okay.
I'm genuinely excited. But our hands have to touch at some point in the middle of it. Which reminds me, one of my favorite videos of Hilty and Bosch, my favorite lockers.
Yeah.
Well, two of my favorite. I have so many. They're performing at Urban Dance Camp. And there's a moment, it's Usher. Yeah. And they rip this song up. Have you ever seen this? We maybe should watch it.
Okay.
They rip this song apart. And there's one moment where they're doing like, like the speed control thing where you're like fast and slow. And there's one moment where their hand, one of their hands touches the other one's arm, and it's like just like by a hair, like literally by a hair. Maybe even if you had like a macro lens on, maybe they weren't even touching.
Right.
But it's like it's one of my favorite moments.
That's cool.
Anyways, okay, so we got to do that. We'll watch the video. But Shula, so we were on a break. Wow, I just went on a journey. We were on a break, and your mom dropped us off at the mall.
Okay. First of all, we're grown.
Yes. Yes. And she was like, I'll be back to pick you up. And we went to get our eyebrows done. Or I did anyways.
You did.
And we got back in the car in the back seat because now your Doc was driving.
Yeah.
And your mom was in the passenger seat. And I was behind your mom's seat. And I said, Shula, I got my eyebrows done. What do you think? And she turned her body to look over.
She did.
Over the back seat and said nothing.
She said, like, Mom. I do a lot of that. Mom.
She said
nothing.
She did not need to give me a false compliment. She did not need to tell me they did not look good.
I can't tell.
She said, I have no response for you. And from that moment on, I respect Shula Bernstein more than most women I can think of, to be honest.
You're
That
going
earned
to get the
immediate
truth.
respect.
Yes.
The truth. And also, sometimes that's nothing.
I know.
They didn't earn a response.
Some things don't warrant a response. And I hate that. But she
nailed
stands
it.
by it.
That was so magical. Okay, my friend, that's all I've got for you. Do you have anything else for me?
Let me think. Oh, who would you say is one of your favorite educators?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I might know the answer, but maybe not.
Maybe not, because there's a woman right now who I'm taking a course from. Her name is Carita Griffith. Do you know Carita?
I don't think so.
She's an extended family of syncopated ladies. She
I knew
works
that.
with
I was
Chloe
about to say that
yeah.
name. Yes, Carita. I do know. Mm-hmm.
And she is a phenomenal teacher.
Okay.
And she actually teaches pedagogy, like she teaches teaching to specifically people who teach Black art forms. And I took my first workshop from her during the pandemic.
See, this is why I admire you. You're like,
because I was like, let me
doing
get
the
in there.
thing.
This is really important. Murder of George Floyd. I had stopped teaching hip hop.
I know.
A long time ago. It was like, we can't call my class that.
You almost didn't let me hire you for my Flava
That's
project.
true, because on the back of
I
it,
was
it
like,
says
no.
Ladies of Hip Hop. And I was like, Flav, I don't know if that's me. We had a conversation about that. It's really important.
Yep.
And I still have thoughts about it, but
feel
here's
you.
what I love. I love being an example of what it looks like to be a guest in a culture with reverence, championing research, and
Yeah.
showing what it looks like to be a respectful guest.
Yeah.
I think it's my responsibility
Respectful guest.
to be that.
I love that.
And I like, this is something that Carita has helped me give words to, how to introduce myself and my class through that lens, and how to teach context sticky enough that little kids who probably look a lot like me
Yeah.
and grow up a lot like me will go deeper. Will go
Yeah.
digging and looking for more.
Good.
So
That's
Karita
important,
has been
really good.
hugely, she's got to come on the podcast.
Yes.
She's been hugely helpful to me in that way. And then I never have just one answer to a question. It's something Christopher Scott used to get on me about. He would always say like, what did you learn today? That's his most famous question.
Okay.
What did you learn today? And everybody would say one thing. And I'd be like, okay, well, first. So I always have two answers. Sorry.
No, you got touching again.
And then also, of course, Tony Basil.
Yeah.
Tony Basil is my dance mom, who's a tough love kind of dance mom. And I kind of had my real dance mom. Yeah. Shout out Stan. Love you.
Stan.
My real dance mom was kind of a drop you off, pick you up, not too crazy involved. She made our costumes and is a phenomenal seamstress. Wildly creative, was involved in creative ways, but not in the like traditional studio mom kind of way. Tony Basil's a little bit of a dance mom. Like, where's your red lipstick? What are you eating? Who's doing your eyebrows?
Love it.
You know, like
Yes. She's invested. She's there. Yeah.
She is delivering kind of in a Shula
Yeah.
fashion the cold hard questions that sometimes need answering.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, Basil,
Yeah.
leave me alone. But she also has to come on the podcast. She's one of my favorite educators. Oh my gosh. I can't believe Debbie Allen didn't come up in conversation, really.
I know.
Because she plays she plays a huge part in your
absolutely. She gave me my first job ever, and she took me under her wing when I was just 16 years old. I had never really taught dance class, and she saw something in me that I didn't even know. She was like, "Do you teach?" She was like, "Would you teach at my academy?" I was like, "I haven't, but sure." And I mean, that formed my huge, existence of me as an artist today.
I mean, yes, you own a convention circuit.
Yeah. It's wild. She is dance fairy godmother and mentor and mom, and like she's
Yeah. She's magic, that one.
magic. And I've learned a lot from her, and even in working distantly from her, she's just an incredible woman. You will continue to learn from her always. So yeah.
Hearing her speak, let alone being in a like actual
there's just
dance
so
space
much
education.
reverence that you
pull up.
You pull
when she
up.
starts talking, you're like, yes,
Yes.
I'm here. Yes, ma'am.
Miss Allen.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't call her Debbie Allen.
No.
It's always Miss Allen.
Miss
It's
Allen.
Miss Allen. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you Miss Bernstine-Mitchell?
I am.
Miss Flav?
Miss Flav. Honestly, that's all the kids call me Flav. They thought that was my last name. I'm not going to. So many people, we always thought your last name was Flav. And I said, it is not.
But thank
My
you.
last name is Mitchell. But yes.
That is adorable.
I did not cute.
I made the fool of a mistake when I first got Instagram that I thought you're just supposed to have your nickname as your handle.
know.
So I'm Dana Daners. People think my last name is, and nobody says Daners either. They say Danners.
Oh.
Dana Danners.
No, it's two
Like, it's a
N's.
hard A. Dana
Yeah.
Daner. Who are you? But also, I don't know where that came from. I think that came around sometime during the like Marty Kudelka, Lucas Renaud, KO,
okay.
Christopher Toller
Dana, they
chapter.
did, yes.
Dana Dan came from Lucas Renaud, I think, or Christmas Tree Mike or something like that.
All those great people.
And Ava Flav came from me.
Straight up. She's the very first person to ever name me and call me Ava Flav on tour.
I can't
And
believe
tour
that.
rehearsals, actually, I think
Totally.
it started.
It was at the very beginning of that.
And here we are,
Sticky.
15 years later.
Sticky.
Yeah. It's
Well,
really good.
I am very much looking forward to the next 15 years.
I know, me too.
And thank you for reining in the 200s.
Thank you for
with
having me.
I really,
This was
really
fun.
appreciate
Yeah.
it. We'll do it again sometime.
Okay. Sounds good.
And choreograph together.
I know.
A little duet. What the heck?
We need to.
It will be funky. It will be very funky.
Very funky.
Los Angeles, stay tuned because we will be teaching of something that's very funky and wonderful together. Well, do you teach at the playground regularly? You have a regular slot?
I used to. I don't do anything regularly anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some freedom.
Freedom.
Would you jump in with me at ML sometime?
Absolutely. They've already, the door's open for me.
Amazing.
There as well.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Amazing. Okay, that's going to happen. Stay tuned.
Okay.
But I forgot. We have one more wrist roll with it question.
Okay.
And I'm so excited to hear your answer. As a person who loves words, my last question for you is what are the words that move you the most?
This is going to be a little funny.
Okay.
But it's my favorite saying right now.
Hit me.
My daughter says it, happens is happens.
Happens is happens.
And I think she gathered, like, sometimes things happen or, mistakes happen. She says in that context, and happens is happens. It's my favorite thing right now.
Flav, I love that
really
because
cute.
it is true.
Yes.
Happens is happens.
And don't fret. Yeah.
Thank
That's
you,
the first thing that came
Brooklyn.
to my mind. Yeah.
Thank you, Brooklyn. And thank you, Ava. I really appreciate you
Yes.
being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you all for listening / watching. If you aren't watching the podcast, please be watching the podcast because it was very good looking. And I cried several times in this episode. So you want to be sure you have visual evidence of that. Get out into the world. Keep it very funky. I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, this is fun.
We
Yes.
did that. Okay. This podcast was produced by me with the help of many. Big love to our executive assistant and editor, Riley Higgins. Our communications manager is Ori Valladares. Our music is by Max Winnie. Logo and brand design by Bree Reitz. Thumbnails and marketing by Fiona Small. You can make your tax-deductible donations to Words That Move Me, thanks to our fiscal sponsor, the Dance Resource Center. And also, many thanks to you. I'm so glad you're here, and if you're digging the pod, please share it. Leave a review and rating. And if you want to coach with me and the many marvelous members of the Words That Move Me community, visit wordsthatmoveme.com. If you're simply curious to know more about me and the work I do outside of this podcast, visit thedanawilson.com.